NBA style. Bobby Marks. And Bobby, how about the Cavs? Got their 60th win last night. What else can we say about the Cavs?
There's really nothing. Listen, they're going to be lined up against Boston probably in the Eastern Conference Finals, and we're probably not going to give their due until they can beat a Boston team in a conference finals to get to the NBA championship. Similar like Toronto back when they were competing against those LeBron James Cleveland teams.
Let's talk about the Knicks. Knicks got them a victory as well. What's their ceiling, you think, in the East?
I think it's the second round just because you're basically going to be staring at Boston in round 2 in that 2-3 matchup here. I think there is some silver lining to the Jalen Brunson injury. I think we've identified certainly OG Anunoby as their third best player, and they've given him enough scoring from Anunoby and Bridges down the stretch here.
How about the Golden State Warriors? I mean, they just crushed the Spurs last night, and all of a sudden now with Steph back, it seems like now when Steph and Jimmy Butler play, they are unbeatable here. What's their ceiling, you think, in the West?
Listen, they could lose in the first round or they can get to a conference finals here. I think it's all about matchups. I mean, if they're getting a 4-5 matchup against the Lakers, I think it's going to be a tough out. But when you look at, excuse me, the all-guard lineup of Moody, Podziemski, Curry, Green, and Butler, 11-0 with that starting 5 there.
I want you to take a look at something, Bobby, here, because the Warriors barely out of the play-in tournament. They're holding a half-game lead over the T-Wolves. Now, the Lakers have lost 4 of their last 6. They're only 2.5 games clear of the play-in themselves. Don't forget, L.A. plays the Rockets tonight, and overall have 4 games left against Houston and OKC. Okay, so Perk joins me here. Give me your thoughts on this matchup. Lakers-Rockets.
Oh, I love it for the Lakers. And although the Rockets been playing some outstanding basketball, I think Ime Udoka should be, in the conversation for as Coach of the Year, along with Bickerstaff, Kenny Atkinson, and a few others. Let me say this. The Rockets' style of play offensively fit into J.J. Redick's game plan. The way that the Lakers like to play defense for us, loading up the boxes and elbows, taking away the driving gaps, and forcing teams to make threes. The Rockets are 25th in the league for as made three-point shots. And that's not going to cut it against the Lakers. And when you think about the IQ on the floor, LeBron James and Luka against that young Rockets team tonight, I got the Lakers winning this game.
And Bobby, give me your thoughts on it.
I think the Rockets are the second best team in the Western Conference right behind Oklahoma City. I think they've done enough this year from a consistency standpoint. They're 15-5 since the All-Star break. They're the best offensive rebounding team in the NBA. And I agree with Perk as far as the ability to make shots. I think Jalen Green is the wild card. If Jalen Green can make shots tonight against the Lakers, and I think they're going to dare him to shoot 3, Houston will win this game. But I like everything that Houston's been able to do. I don't think we give them enough credit. We talk about the Lakers and the Warriors a lot, but I do think this Rockets team is the second best team in the Western Conference.
You know what my grandma used to say?
Come on.
When somebody have a hard head, God bless his heart. He don't know no better.
You don't know no better?
He don't know no better, baby. Listen, Bobby, here's the thing, right? Listen, the Rockets, great regular season right now. But we know, you know this, Bobby, that scouting report goes from one sheet of paper to a textbook in the postseason. That's how deep and detailed the scouting report. The shoot-arounds go from 1 hour to 2 hours, right? And so when I bring that up, they have to go through it, right? Yes, you have Fred VanVleet, who's a champion. He done been through it, right? You have Dylan Brooks that been through a couple playoff series. But outside of that, Tari Eason, Jalen Green, Şengün, Amen Thompson, they got to go through that, right? They got to go through those playoffs and prove it to me that they could go through it when they're in that type of scouting report. And again, you look at a guy like Alfred Şengün, who I call him Baby Jokic. Mm-hmm. And people say, oh, he will be a matchup problem for the Lakers. I say otherwise. I thought that when the New York Knicks played the Lakers, Karl Anthony Towns was going to have it his way. J.J. Redick stopped that. I thought the same thing when they played the Denver Nuggets. All of a sudden, your season against the Los Angeles Lakers. J.J. Redick game plan when it comes to taking away bigs and pay points is really...
Coach Bickerstaff was one of the guys who got ejected here. You said you liked this, and this has been coming on for Detroit. Coach Bickerstaff said, hey, my team is going to play physical. And they've kind of tried to take on this bad boy image as of late. But your reaction to what you saw last night?
Their culture. And I appreciate Bickerstaff after the game is basically saying, yeah, this is who we are. And by the way, they're the most surprising team this NBA season. Nobody thought they was dead bird tall grass last year. All of a sudden, you're watching this team not only win games, but we're watching this team also develop a culture for the long haul with a rising young superstar leading the charge in Cade Cunningham, who, by the way, didn't play last night. But, again, I love the direction this Detroit Pistons team is going in.
Bobby, what is your take from it? Because I think you want guys to care. And obviously you see that, but you certainly don't want something like this spilling out into the crowd.
Well, certainly not into the crowd, and I think the league is certainly going to take a hard look at this, certainly when Isaiah Stewart is involved again, right? He is
hosting the Rockets. KD, Rockets, and let's pick this one up in a second. Durant driving, fouled there by Dylan Brooks. They exchanged some words, assessed technicals. Brooks had even more to say. He gets ejected, and it was the Suns leading at the half. But let's get to the third here, Perk. Durant drives, goes down, turned that ankle bad. Couldn't hardly put weight on it. Had to be helped to the locker room. Would not return.
And I hated BC. Individually, Kevin Durant has been balling. Individually. Not the Suns, but KD.
Well, here we go. Rockets up by 35 at this one point. And they, look, Green had 33. Rockets win 148 to 109. You take a look at here. Houston maintains a 2-game lead over the Nuggets for that 2 seed. Timberwolves, they trying to claw their way into one of those top 6 seeds. They're outside the playoffs. You want to talk about that is the Suns. They are 1.5 games behind the Kings for the last play-in spot. I guess the question here, Big Perk, you look at KD, they already said he's not going to travel on their 3-game road trip at all. We only got like 6 games left. Should they just, is he done for the rest of the season?
Yeah, this season is a wash. They might as well shut Kevin Durant down. Outside of, the Philadelphia 76ers, the Suns are the biggest disappointment, second biggest disappointment in the NBA, and there's no reason to bring KD back. You could just tell, man, the energy is off, the spirit is off. They're so inconsistent, and this is the prime example of a team that plays individual basketball, right? This is not a team, and I've been screaming and harping, about this for us. No leadership, right? This team hasn't had a leader since Chris Paul. We thought Devin Booker was going to be able to take that leap from coming back from the Olympics. He talked about he wanted to be a better leader. We didn't see it out of him. Obviously, KD don't want to embrace the role of being a leader. So, if I'm the Phoenix Suns, yes, I sit Kevin Durant down for the remainder of the season, especially the way that the Dallas Mavericks have been playing of late since Anthony Davis has come back. I don't think they even have a shot to get in the play-in.
Wow. Bobby, are they done, you think?
At 11 o'clock last night on March 30th, the Phoenix Suns season officially ended. And it didn't end with the Kevin